Welcome to the Miracles and Wellness Podcast. My name is Clarissa Booker, and I'm your life and wellness coach, and also a beauty expert. I am so happy and grateful that you are here. We'll be discussing all things health and wellness, feeling empowered, and loving yourself more, while connecting your mind, body, and spirit. Always know that you can manifest whatever you desire for your greater well-being in your life, because I believe that miracles are for everyone. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a wonderful day and you had an amazing weekend. Hope you got out there, did something to bring some joy into your life, put some shoes on, go dancing, go for a nice, beautiful walk, take in some fresh breezes, whatever that is for you that puts a smile upon your face. You know, because weekends are amazing, right? If you give yourself that space, if you can, to just kind of relax a little bit. Especially if you work throughout the week and you just kind of have stress built up from working. Because sometimes if you're not careful, work stress is just a really big topic, you know, because it can lead to burnout, just all the things, right? Whether you stress eating at work or whether you don't eat or whether you go home and then you just can't stop eating, like you pick up a snack and you just keep going, right? 38% of adults overeat in unhealthy foods from stress, right? And 67% skip meals altogether because of stress. So it might go one way or the other. You might continuously eat and go into a binge. You might not even be tasting the food. You could be distracted in your thoughts, just sitting there like in a trance. Or you can be so stressed that you don't even think about eating. You do the complete opposite, right? Neither one of them are good for us. Our mind, our body, our spirit, none of the things. And this is not for you to feel any kind of guilt about it. Because one thing, whenever we are eating and our emotions are involved, sometimes there can be a guilt that comes up. And we don't want to feel guilty about it. We just want to be aware and mindful of what we're doing to the best of our ability. And you can stop, right? Don't think that you are going to be stuck in this way, in this pattern, in this behavior. You're not. You can definitely go through some healing and stop stress eating, stop emotional eating, right? Whatever those emotions are that's getting to you, that's giving you this trigger to start eating in this manner. Whether you're feeling lonely, bored, worried, anxious. I mean, there's just a variety of emotions. I mean, even more than what I just listed here, you know, but trying to be aware of why you are feeling overwhelmed, right? Do you notice that? Just taking the time to try to notice what's happening before you're grabbing, say, some cookies or whatever that thing is. Like being aware of whatever that comfort food is for you. Do you have something that you go to? Do you have like takeout that you like? So you can ask yourself these questions. You can even journal about these questions, like maybe write the question at the top of a page and then just free writing, just letting it all flow out in whatever it is. Asking yourself what's causing stress. What are your go-to foods for comfort in this moment? What can we do instead, right? You could just start with these 3 questions and just let your mind go, whatever it is, even if it seems out of a comfort zone for you, like whenever you're trying to figure out what you could do. Even more so if it seems out of your comfort zone, that might be the perfect thing for you to do because it might help break that habit that you have, that you keep doing, right? Because these habits that you have can be built from different circumstances. It'll still be different for everyone, right? So just allowing yourself just to go through that. Right? And just write everything down. You could do that with the meditation as well. You could ask God to give you some ideas and some wisdom. And then you can go into a meditation and you can start journaling. And you would be surprised sometimes the things that go to you. Don't even question them. Just let them come out and let them flow. Ideally, you kind of want to nip it in the bud before it turns into chronic stress, right? Because then it just turns into this spiral. Right? And then our cortisol is activated. Then we're going to go and we have this increased appetite. Those cravings going to kick in, right? And then what happens? We're going to want those calorie dense foods. You're going to be like, nutrient dense? I don't have time for that right now. I'm going to soothe what's going on. And then you're going to reach for the junk food, right? The processed food. Because ultimately, it's not your fault. It's like you're not even really thinking about it. You might go into this routine that you have. So we want to try to break that, right? So you'd want those dense foods. Your body ultimately is just trying to protect you, right? So it's wanting to give you some extra fuel because everything's really heightened, trying to rev you up. And the best thing to do would be to eat the nutritious food, but you're not thinking about that at that point. And one way you know it's not true hunger is when it's like instant. It just comes out of nowhere. Have you ever just felt like that? Maybe you was feeling anxious or you was upset about something, and then this feeling just came over and you was like, I'm just going to go grab some chips or something like that, right? That's not true hunger. You just want something, right, to help try to soothe that moment, okay? It's just going to be like an instant fix, a good old gratification, if you will. I mean, there's systems like there's a hunger scale, but honestly, if you are feeling stressed out and anxious, or your emotions are just not in a good place at the moment, you're not going to be thinking about a hunger scale. I could tell you there's a scale from 1 to 10, and when you start feeling about a 4 or 5, that's when you should eat. Generally, that's a good rule of thumb. But when you are heightened and you're chronically stressed out, you're probably not thinking. So that's a good tool to have for a little bit down the line, right? After you kind of get a hold on why you're stressed out, why you're feeling anxious, being aware of what that is first, right? And then trying to figure out what those comfort foods are. So you can be like a little bell going off so that you can be like, okay, I'm thinking about Oreo cookies right now. And so if you say this is what your comfort food is, that's going to help you at this time. And so you're noticing when you're having an off day and you start thinking about these Oreo cookies, you'd be like, whoa, that's not that true hunger, right? But what can I do in place of that? Let me move my body. Movement is good, right? Getting all that static energy out of your body, just letting it go, right? Putting some shoes on, going for a walk or a run, both are good. If you want to go to the gym, or maybe just something light, right? If you're feeling anxious, just doing like some yoga to help open up your body, just finding something there and just getting in a habit of this. Then once we get this done, we could talk about these hunger scales, because ultimately we don't want to be starving when we're eating, but that's a whole nother spectrum, right? Right now, we're just trying to be in tune with ourselves and our emotions, right? Because we're allowed to feel stressed, because it's going to happen, because we're just human, right? But just knowing where to process that is just another thing, because it's going to happen to all of us. And we have all these wonderful emotions to experience, and that's a good thing. Just talking about it, even if it's hard in the beginning, right? I'm just all about getting it out, however that is, right, for you. Because sometimes we're taught not to talk about our feelings, right? We're taught to hold it in together and to be strong, or to disregard it, right? So maybe when that happened to you, you decided to eat something and this became the comfort for you. That's just one scenario, right? But we'd want to try to avoid that mindless eating, right? Then when we're mindless eating, we're not even enjoying our food. Food is so wonderful. Food is fun. You can cook with your family, get your kids in the kitchen together. You don't even have to be a complete utter chef. You could just go through it. You can make an activity out of it. Just like you all can go for a walk together. You all can make a delicious meal in the kitchen. You could hire a chef to come and do a demonstration to help you cook. That's fun. And then you guys enjoy in some movement afterwards. Go for a walk, right? Yeah, because when we're mindless eating, we're not paying attention to the textures of our food, all the taste, all the layers of the flavors that's in there. You could do so much with your food and make it colorful. We talk about eating the rainbow so we can have a nice variety on our plate, right? So we want to do mindful eating. In my program, I definitely promote people to do mindful eating. I talk about that. I feel like it's a wonderful way. It just helps you pay more attention to what you're eating and be present in the moment. Mindfulness is absolutely amazing. And I think we all should incorporate it into our day-to-day life. And then when you are eating mindfully, it will help reduce your cortisol levels to keep you from overeating, right? Which is one of the amazing benefits of it. There has been times when I've been just all over the place and busy where I've been trying to eat, and I had to make sure that I ate slower and enjoyed my food. If you're not paying attention, if you are working or if you're in between clients or patients, you might just be eating fast and not paying attention, or you just might avoid eating or just grab a snack, which then once you get home might send you into a binge because you're hungry, right? So just trying to take the time, you owe it to yourself and you deserve it to sit down and find the time to mindfully eat. Just enjoy your food. You will appreciate it, right? Whatever else is going on is not as important as you taking care of yourself, right? So just being aware of that. And on days when you are working, especially if you have a full schedule, making sure you have a good breakfast before you leave out. Making sure you're nourished, making sure you're hydrated, you have all your water. Like as soon as you get up, drink your water, do all those things just to get yourself prepped and ready, right? Have that routine set up. Take breaks as needed so that you don't allow the stress to pile on. If you're starting to feel anxious, just excuse yourself for a minute, right? Because you got to put yourself first. You cannot run yourself ragged for a project or anything like that. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day shenanigans where you're just off on the races, right? But just remembering that to take that time for yourself so that your stress levels do not get that high, and then when it's all over, you might not even appreciate what happened, because if you finish a big project or something of this nature, if you're stressed out and frazzled, right, you're not going to get the same joy out of it. You'll have accomplished something, but you might feel burnt out in the process, right? We don't want that to happen, okay? Okay, so I hope this helped you. And also next month, there's going to be a workshop where we are going to talk about plant-based eating for your health and how it affects your weight, and how stress eating also affects us more in detail, and also leaky gut and plant-based food. So I would love for you to go over there and register at clarissabooker.com/masterclass. That's clarissabooker.com/masterclass. And I will see you there. All right, until next time.
Did you like my mommy show? Leave a review. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming by. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a written review. Until next time, love and light.